programming. You are now listening to Beanie and Beyond.
Oh yeah! Welcome into B Movies and Beyond, episode 292.
292. We're almost at 300.
So close, Ryan. So close.
I hope we make it by the end of the year.
Well, you just never know with all the hiatuses. So,
I don't know. I mean, we make it happen. Like technically, we could have just recorded the radio show and called it an episode. Whatever.
I'm sure we could have just put that out, huh?
Yeah. Peter, welcome back. Second time talking to you today,
dude. It is like
we're like third or fourth.
Yeah, it's like we're professionals or something. Doing all.
Did you feel professional?
Okay. So, listeners, Ryan has a sports radio show podcast thing, mostly on the radio, and I gotta take a part of it. And yeah, I felt very professional because I was like, guys, I'm gonna be on the radio. I've never been on the radio before, and just the you having a producer, that's amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice?
Yes, so nice. So that's like, I mean, out of anything else, I mean, that's what puts it on another level, I'd say. And having commercials, man.
Isn't that insane? Like, so I was talking about that with you between commercials is, I was like, Peter, 11-minute segments, dude, clock in, clock out, say what you got to say. Don't say what you got to say. We'll talk to the producer. We'll get some music. We don't have to worry about what, like, any verbiage. We just talk. We just ramble, and that's it. And then, was it not the fastest hour ever?
Yes, it really was. And it was kind of nice having those little breaks, I'm like, okay, collect my thoughts again, figure out what I'm going to say next. Yeah, it was very enjoyable.
Well, I just got to say thank you for joining me today. I know it was last minute, not last minute, but it's always good content, and it's always good to talk with my buddy Peter about whatever we want to. Listeners, you don't understand this. Before we do this podcast, Peter and I talk sports.
Yeah.
Like, he prepares and he's like, what do you think about the Colorado Broncos or like the New Jersey Giants? And I'm like, those aren't teams, Peter, but let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got some players. Yeah. We like more things than just movies.
But we did talk movies.
We did. That was fun too. Yeah, I mean, we discussed the best Space Jam. I was going to call it Michael Jam movie. What's the best Michael Jam?
It is the best Michael Jam.
It is. So is that still released as a podcast?
It will be. Yeah, you can find that episode on Mile High Sports via Spreaker. So you can find that on their entire database, just like we have our own database. That it honestly should be uploaded right now. So we'll link it to you guys as well, so you can listen to additional bonus content with Ryan and Peter talking sports.
Yeah, there you go.
Our friends are still our friends because they listened.
Yep.
We gave them proper shout outs. We're good to go. This is all is well. All is well. And we got a podcast episode out.
We did that during the day, so I was actually at work, and so I had some people from work listening in. I will say, one person's like, it was kind of boring. I was like, what are you talking about? We had a great time.
Who's that person? I need their feedback.
Well, that's her feedback. It's boring. She also tried to listen to this podcast once, and it was the same thing. Oh, it's kind of boring. I really wanted you to get to the reviews. That was her feedback. She didn't like the banter between us.
Well, that's what you get with us is banter. Maybe an hour and a half of it, maybe 45 minutes of it, but you get the banter. So, Peter,
That's right.
Peter's coworker, thank you for the feedback. I'd love to have a one-on-one with you and learn how to tighten it up.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Ryan.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone, right?
Especially not her. We're over
Yeah.
2 with her.
Yeah. I bet if I'm on again, she might listen again. I don't know. I really enjoyed just talking Broncos is a lot of fun, and sports like football in general for me. And then also just talking about fantasy, dude. Like we could do so many segments just on, fantasy alone. So,
Well, I just had to, on the sports show, I don't have anybody else to talk fantasy football with because everybody else is in their own leagues. They're kind of not into it. And, unfortunately, my brother every year is like, hey, we should do a fantasy league. And I'm like, that means I have to do it. And I'm already in one. Why would I be the commissioner of another league if I'm already in a league,
dude, I would do another one. I'm in 7 leagues.
Then, bro, I need to get you to do another league with us.
Dude, I would love to, man. So we're in one with Aaron and Evan and pretty much everyone that's been on this show. And there's still like Aaron's the commissioner, and there's like things that like, man, we should do it this way, but Aaron's the commissioner, so he gets to pick and choose. And so I have thought about trying to make our own one or another one and invite everyone over, change up some of the rules and stuff.
Let's do a media, all the people in media podcasts and sports radio. We can do a fantasy one.
Oh, that'd be fun. Let's meet some more podcasters, some more media people.
I'm down. Let's do that. So it was great.
Right.
Great today, Peter, but I do have a quick question for you, okay?
Okay, good. I was going to say we should probably move on.
What? How? Why? I have so many questions!
Peter,
Yes.
what is a movie that is good for watching only once?
Well, that's easy. It's oh fuck. What is it?
Oh, that's so easy. Duh.
I See Dead People. The Sixth Sense. That's what it's called.
That's a good one.
I've seen it once, and I don't think I've ever really rewatched it fully ever again. That was one film, like the first time was so perfect, and the twist ending and everything. I was like, well, I don't need to watch it. And I understand, like, people say, like, oh, you should rewatch it because then you get to really see all the twists and everything. But right when I got the twist and I started thinking about it, I was like, holy shit, you got me. That was good. And I've never watched it since. So that's mine.
Mine will be I would just kind of go with you on that one and say M. Night Shyamalan movies, but I'm going to do something different and say Avatar.
That was my second one. That was the runner-up.
I'm good with Avatar. Like, that was cool. And it wasn't cool, and I'm okay.
Yeah. Avatar was my second one where I saw it in movie theaters, and I think that was the only way to watch it. I thought I enjoyed it. Got the, I think, Blu-ray or DVD at the time, I don't know, and never put it in. I maybe tried once, and I was like, nope. Done with that.
I bought the like collector edition. I thought, and that's when I was like, oh, collector editions are cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I never put it in a DVD player or a Blu-ray.
See, they did a good job of tricking us.
Damn you, James Cameron.
Yeah, absolutely. Even right now, they're re-releasing that. I think, is it this weekend or now
in theaters, right?
Yeah, in theaters. And well, I have no desire to go see it in movie theaters, but it has kind of like, maybe I should watch it again or try to, but I'll pass. I think I'm gonna pass.
I literally just have no interest in what that story was. Like, if I wanted to go revisit that story, I'd just put on my Oculus and just go hang out in the metaverse.
There you go. I
Yeah.
like that.
So,
Can
any
you
other
have
movies?
sex? Can you have sex in the Oculus with your tails?
Yes. No.
Ooh.
To be determined. I don't know, actually.
Okay. Well, give it a shot. Let me know.
All right.
All right.
If I disappear from the podcast for like a few months, you know why.
Or you turn blue.
Or I turn blue.
Yeah.
All
What's
right.
next?
Quick. Just
Gotta move it along.
Exciting coming
Segments.
attraction.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man, welcome back to B Movies and Beyond. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm here with Ryan, and
we are
was-
ready for our trailers.
which, by the way, I gotta say, I thought you did an amazing job of recapping everything, coming back from each segment, and like getting those listeners back involved, and like, all right, and then also teasing them to you don't want to miss a thing, you want to stay tuned to the very end because we're going to be talking about this, and think about what your decision is. I like that. That was very good.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Out of nobody's actually ever told me that, and coming from you, that is the highest regards of compliments. So, to everybody else who says it afterwards, you can fuck off because Peter said it.
I did it. Beat
Yeah.
you. Right. We got some. Actually, in my opinion, I think some exciting trailers.
Kick it off, Peter.
Well, the first one, we kind of debated about this one, but Hellraiser, first official trailer. And I mean, I guess it was very hair raising. Would you not agree?
I do agree. I think it's for someone who hasn't watched Hellraiser in his adult age and only watched it out of fear as a child just to get it out of the way. Now I kind of understand a little bit more of the story, and I like it. I like that they explain the puzzle, and I'm a little bit more interested. You know what I'm excited about is Hulu's taking like these franchises and just like we were talking about, making them a weird blend of like kind of a TV movie, but kind of a theatrical release. And you know who else is doing a really good job is Stars with Chucky. Is it Stars?
Oh, I mean that's on Sci-Fi /USA network.
Yeah. So
which you can stream it on, I think Peacock. It's on Peacock because I started watching the series.
Dude, I love it. Because this is what those characters don't need, like Chucky 2, 3, 4 down the road. Like, yeah, we can get those, but if we get seasons of this character, I think we're a little bit more vested in them, and I think we'd have a little bit more fun. So,
dude, with Chucky in particular, I mean, I just think TV, the hour format, I think is the perfect way to go about it. Like, because part of the thing with Chucky is also just how he interacts with the person that's kind of possesses them, right? And like that aspect of it, and the fact some of the kills are actually kind of gruesome. I was kind of shocked at what they've been allowed to do. But we're talking about Hellraiser.
yeah. No, the point was, I think Hellraiser is going to be able to do it with Hulu.
Oh yeah, from the trailer, I thought it captured everything that the other Hellraisers have done. And the idea that, they're changing like Pinhead, like now it's going to be a female character. Like, I don't like, people are upset about this, and I don't care. Like seeing her in the full makeup and everything, her speak, like it's the same effect. And yeah, to me, this is maybe not so much a reboot, but this could be just like in the Hellraiser universe, because who's to say that these demon things can't change, right? I mean, they're fucking demons. We don't know.
They're fucking demons. You said it best, Peter. And it's I mean, it's like the same thing we talked about Ariel last week. Like, I posted something on Instagram today. Like, this is what Ariel should really look like, and it kind of looks like the creature from Black Lagoon.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
And
I like that.
so here's the thing: let it be what it is. Let it be the story, and quit focusing on so much on if it's a male or a female, if they're black or white. Because at the end of the day, you put some makeup on Hellraiser, and it's just Hellraiser.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I'm in. I'm in.
Um,
I want to watch the entire series, and
Is it a series or a movie?
I think it's a movie. And what I mean by watch the series, I want to watch all the old movies because
Oh, okay.
this trailer looks really good.
I'm with you. Hellraiser, that franchise is one that I know. I've seen the first one, and I don't know if I've gotten past that one. I've seen some shit from the other ones that are just, man, it warps my mind thinking about it. Just like when they go to hell, some crazy shit. It's some crazy shit.
Hell.
Yeah. This next one though, I'm super excited about this because
As you scratch your head.
I had a little itch. But I didn't know that this was even coming or a thing from Marvel Studios. Yeah, coming to Disney Plus. They just announced this at what, D23? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
But Werewolf by Night, and the trailer, I loved it because it was like a throwback to, the grindhouse gritty, films, and the fact that they're getting a little bit into like the, I guess, supernatural aspect of it. I mean, you got a fucking werewolf. Like, I'm excited to see what Marvel does with that, and if this is gonna be just a one-off thing just for Halloween, or if they're gonna try to expand upon this. Like, can you imagine if we find like we see a werewolf like in the Avengers movie?
Peter, you said it best last week during your review of Thor. It's storytelling, and Marvel and Disney are doing a really good job of creating different stories within these different characters. Some of their TV series are breaking the fourth wall. They're talking to us. Some of the movies are a storytelling from a different character. And now we get a horror movie from Disney under the Marvel title, which is a Marvel comic book from back in the day that's been they've tried to release this multiple times, even right around the time where Blade came out.
Comic book or a film or something? What do you mean?
Yeah. They were trying to... This movie, if you look at the Wikipedia on this, there's a brief synopsis of how they were trying to release this in the early 2000s as something that Marvel was trying to push out while they're going bankrupt, and studios were trying to pick it up because it's a werewolf story. It's like a Universal monster without Universal monster. Now we can get the Marvel monsters, dude. There's Morbius, there's a werewolf. I mean, Marvel creates these characters under their comic brand, but they're similar but not similar. I like the universe. What I like, what you said too, was the grindhouse effect. Dude, there was like blood. There was arms getting cut off. This is a good sign that Disney is looking to go a little bit more mature.
Yeah, or I mean, they're definitely not afraid to try new things, and so I'm excited. I think the way they're looking at it is they can get away with it because it kind of is the grindhouse feels. So I feel like they think it's like, oh yeah, we can cut off limbs. But
it's a good way to put the Marvel label on something that's not a beloved superhero character and add some grittiness to it.
Yeah, ease into it. So I'm super excited for that, especially like watching that special presentation. I was like, okay, I think they're gonna nail this. So
yep. And it comes out this month, right? October?
Yeah, it's for October. That was the other part. I was like, is this for next year? Nope. I think it comes out October 7th.
And it has my favorite look-alike actor who looks kind of like me, is Gael Garcia Bernal. He's like my fourth or third or second favorite space Mexican behind Pedro Pascal, Diego Luna, and now Gael Garcia Bernal.
There's so many.
So many space Mexicans.
Yeah, Ryan, what's our next trailer that was released?
Dude, this one caught me by surprise. Mr. Harrigan's phone. Okay, is this a recent Stephen King book, novel, story, or is this kind of older?
I've never heard of this tale before.
All right.
I'm sure it's based off of one of his short stories, just like 1408 and stuff like that. But I'm trying to Google it right now just to see if I
It's
can pull
recent.
that up.
It's
Like a recent.
Yeah.
He did just release I think a series of short stories, maybe with his son.
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Collection titled Mr. Harrigan's Phone, The Life of Chuck, If It Bleeds, and Rat. So I bet Netflix is going to, or is it Netflix that has this?
Yeah, this is coming to Netflix, yes.
Okay. I bet they're going to utilize this like they did Fear Street. But the reason I ask is the story is about, this connection between this young kid who's bullied, who connects with this old guy who, all seen in the trailer, he gives them an iPhone. It's an older iPhone, and the old man dies, and then some mysterious people, there's mysterious murders and people start dying and whatnot, and he's calling them. So he might be calling from the dead. We don't know. I don't know the story, but it seems cool. My biggest thing is, where did they get an immaculate iPhone 1 that still works?
Dude, I think if I still had mine and I didn't lose it on the Hulk roller coaster, when they say empty your pockets, they mean it. I think my phone would still be going strong, dude. That thing was a beast. The only thing that sucked was just that I had to modify it to be able to send pictures through it. So
Pictures, right, Peter?
Yeah. Yep, that's right. Yes. Did this remind you of something though? It was, so the whole idea is that he's calling his phone and then griping to this dead guy, and then like the next day, like the person ends up dead. Right? Like there's been multiple like stories, even kind of like Chucky's a little bit like this.
Yeah. Like Scream.
Oh, I know what I was thinking of. Death Note. This is like Death Note, but with a cell phone.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, they're just doing another Death Note.
That's easy. They just got the script, got rid of the ghoul type of character, and just made him Donald Sutherland.
Yeah. Which it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. If it is a supernatural thing, or there's gonna be some weird twist thing at the end. But I mean, it's coming to Netflix, so I'll watch it. I can sit down and figure out what's going on, and the trailer, captivated me enough to I'm willing to sit down and watch this.
The
hopefully
kid,
it's not too long.
Jaden Martell. Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, how the hell do I know this kid? And I always think it's a Marvel movie, but no, he was in that one series on Apple called Defending Jacob. Oh, and he was in Knives Out too. But I have a feeling this kid's gonna be in the MCU soon. He's got one of those looks, But
yeah, I can see that.
Next up, Peter, we got Knock at the Cabin. You just added that. Thank you. And Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yep. Back to his new roots, I guess.
New roots.
Well, like, think about it. Like, he was like the master of, doing that little twist thing, and like, made his name through The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. He had all those Signs, like all those kind of like they're kind of slow burns. They're not like, yeah, they're not fast paced, but they're so. The way he shot it and the character development, like he sells it. Like you want to keep on watching. It's not one of those slow burns where you're falling asleep at it. But then like once the village came along and Lady in the Water, audience started to, like, okay, we're kind of done with what M. Night's doing, and then he kind of went away, right? And then he made like The Last Airbender, which sucked. um, um, After Earth with Will Smith and Jaden Smith, which was terrible. Like, he just made a mess of like films, and then he just came back out of nowhere with The Visit and Split, and then he kind of sucked again when he did
Glass House.
old is it Glass. I think you just mean Glass and like Old, where again he was kind of getting a little bit too big again. He had to get brought back down, and like I think he's brought back down with this Knock at the Cabin, where very simple. People Dave Bautista showing up a cabin, which, dude, if that guy ever fucking knocked on my cabin, I'd be scared shitless because that guy's gigantic.
He's huge, dude.
Yeah. And then the way that he talks, and this is what I love about this trailer, is that just him explaining what's going on, just saying, we are about to do something that's, pretty much going to save the world. And you are the family that's going to aid us in this. Like, it was pretty creepy. And so you get this gist that like he's a leader of this cult, and I think they're going to sacrifice his family that's at this cabin.
Kind of like Jordan Peele, like Us.
Yeah, a little bit like that. And this is,
or you. Is it you or us or we or them?
Us. Yeah, it was Us. And I guess they were kind of like sacrifice. No, they weren't No, that's kind of different. Us is different. Anywho, but the way it's shot, I love his style. I love his writing for the most part. I mean, and it's hit or miss. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, like The Village. You're good up to so far. You're like, oh man, M. Night, that sucked. Oh, The Happening. You remember The Happening?
Oh my god.
It's making me cough. It's so bad. Oh, the plants. It's the plants.
The plants. Hey, Peter, I got a question for you. Both these trailers you brought up master of suspense or has a twist. Who has a better twist in their writing or stories? Stephen King or M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong?
Oh man. I'd say M. Night. Because
M. Night?
His twists are so good. Stephen King, I don't know. Stephen King's special. I don't know how many Stephen King books you've read, but they are some of them are hard to chew through, at least in my opinion.
Well, isn't he drunk halfway through writing them?
Probably.
Okay.
What does he still do that? I feel like he's gotten sober potentially. He had that bad accident, right? Where he was like jogging on the side of the road and someone hit him with a car.
Was he drunk?
Was
the car pristine?
Yeah, probably was. The coolest thing though, so I've read all of the Dark Tower series, which all the movies that they made of it suck. Anyway, the books though are, I think, amazing. I will say though, some of them are harder to get through than others. But it did kind of have a twist ending at the end where you're like, are you kidding me? So yes, he is very good at it, but and why I brought that up is because he wrote himself into that novel, into that series, which I thought was such a cool thing, how he blended his world with theirs, with what he was writing. So but yes, I think M. Night has a better track record in my opinion. Maybe it's also just because I can sit down for a couple hours and get through it.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would say I haven't really liked M. Night movies as much as it seems like you do. But between the two, I didn't know I was going to set this up for comparison either. But I want to watch Mr. Harrigan's phone over Knock at the Cabin. However, Knock at the Cabin has Dave Bautista, so I'm torn. Anyway, Blonde.
All right.
We talked about this trailer before. It's a Maryland. No, we haven't. I think I put it on. I put it on like 4 or 5 times, and every time Peter deletes it. This one
we've talked about it before because you're like, oh man, oh no, it was in news. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I think it was in news.
Well, guess what? Let's talk about the trailer real quick. The movie's coming out like next week, and it's gaining a lot of pub because it's actually supposed to be a good movie about Marilyn Monroe, and there's a lot of it's NC-17, and there's a lot of crazy sex scenes in it. So, yeah,
right up your alley.
Right up your alley.
Yeah, I I think I'll give it a shot. It'll be interesting. You know, that's the whole thing, dude. Like, these streaming services are learning that streaming services like the podcasts, you know, like podcasting, right?
We like boobs.
Yes, we like boobs. And they've learned that we can do whatever we want because people are, you know, actually like physically seeking this out, right?
Yep.
There's no censors or anything like this, right?
It's very difficult to censor something if the people are paying for it.
Yeah. Like, so, I mean, like the broadcast, like TV and those channels, you know, like they have to like be very mindful. They get in trouble if they say the F word. But as soon as you get into a premium service, you can do whatever you want. And so Netflix and all these other streaming services, they have learned that like, and this is the first one that I know that's NC-17, right? And the fact that
I haven't seen NC-17 in forever.
Last thing I think I've ever saw with that was probably Showgirls.
Oh,
right?
That was a terrible movie.
But it's NC-17.
It's got some boobs.
Yep. So, yeah, I plan on watching it. I do. So, we'll see.
I do. I think this. Number one, I love Marilyn Monroe or Norma Jean, and I love Ana de Armas. And if we get gratuitous sex scenes at NC-17 rating, sign me up.
You love that too?
Yeah.
So. All right, let's go to our next segment. News.
Headlining.
What? Someone asked me the other day, like, why do you always shout news after that the drop? I'm like, because it's news. I mean,
because it's news.
Yeah. Like, you need to know what's going on. It's news,
dude. If I had my own news station, I would make sure the anchors say news every commercial break.
Yeah. Every time they come back, in case you forgot, news. Oh, man.
Sports.
Oh, that's great. Weather. Oh man,
that'd be the best, dude. I need my own news station.
That would be great.
Was this the same person who said that?
No.
Okay.
No.
I need their contact information as well.
I think this was Carter. So you know Carter.
Carter and I got to talk, man.
Yep. Talk some wrestling.
There's some good stuff coming out, and we got to catch up.
Yep. All right. We were just talking about Blonde. It looks like you had some more Blonde news.
I got some more Blonde news. Ana de Armas is upset that her nude scenes were leaked on the internet and they're becoming viral.
I haven't seen them, so they're not that viral.
Exactly. And I looked for them and I haven't seen them. So what are you bitching about?
That is really weird. Like, so you're upset that they were leaked, but they're literally going to be coming out like within a week, right?
Yes. Shut up.
Is that really that big of a deal?
No, and this leads me to the next piece of news. Barbie's Margot Robbie was mortified by leaked set photos of her dressed up in her Barbie gear with Ryan Gosling.
Them doing the rollerblading?
Yeah, what are you mortified about?
I don't know.
That scene is going to be in a movie that you're producing. You're an actor. What are you complaining about?
That is yeah, I don't know. Is it just that the paparazzi were there? Like, I don't get it.
It wasn't that they were just there. It was that she didn't expect so much. It says leaked photos of her and Ryan Gosling were embarrassing and attracted far more paparazzi than expected. What?
I don't understand.
Dude, if I after we get our full on sponsorship, like, we're gonna be so famous, I won't mind the paparazzi or people coming around. You know, like, I can't wait to walk out my door and be like, no habla español, please. No si Telemundo. No photos. Because it starts with Telemundo. They're the most paparazzi type.
Yeah.
Peter, if put yourself in Ryan Gosling's shoes, and there's paparazzi, and you're filming a movie, and you are Ken. Are you mortified that they took photos of you in your Ken costume?
No. I mean, here's the thing. Like, when you're just thinking about like the paparazzi, I mean, like, you understand, like, all right, you would probably encourage it, right? You would go into it. Then you have the other celebrities that, you know, they just know how to stay away from it. Like, I think I'd be, if I ever become a celebrity, like, I would just be the ones. Like, I understand there's gonna be some places where I just can't get away from it, but I will do my best to probably, you know, I want my own privacy. I'll probably stay away. You know, I'll do my own thing. But you just have to accept this. The fact that she's saying this, like, you knew what you're going to be wearing. You knew where you're going to be. You knew that there's going to be some paparazzi. Like, I don't understand this. And you don't hear Ryan Gosling complaining. Like, obviously he understands and he's making a movie. This shit happens.
It's been happening for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
And like, Ana Diarmaz feels disgusted knowing her upcoming nude scenes in Marilyn Monroe will end up going viral online. Hey, sweetie, all your other nude scenes that you filmed in all your other movies are already viral and on the internet. So if you have such a problem with it, stop filming nude scenes. Stop filming sex scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to. I feel the same way, you know. Like, I just, it just seems like a weird thing to complain about because you made the decision to do these scenes, and you know people are gross, and they're gonna take this shit and do whatever they want with it. I just don't understand. If you got a problem, then you're in the wrong industry.
Yeah.
So
agreed. Well, in other news, shit.
I haven't watched any on Andor yet. Which, is this true?
Yeah. First Star Wars piece of content that says a curse word. Maybe it might be video, because I'm sure some nerd is going to go back in some sort of comic book and be like, no, this was a curse word and this speak. Anyway.
But you mean like they've never said like damn? I swear they've said damn.
I don't think so, dude. I mean, like, it's making news. But this might be... Okay, this is kind of my point. This might be Disney starting to nudge us that they're pushing the envelope with little things. Because, dude, shit is a common thing in Marvel. I watched She-Hulk the other day and they said shit, you know? Okay, yeah. Cool. So now that it's okay in Star Wars, does that mean that Disney is finally understanding their audience?
Yeah, maybe.
I want some blood. I want some boobs. I want some arms chopped off. I want shit, damn, fuck, hell, bitch, ass. I want it all.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. I don't know if it's so much just like Star Wars. Like, I think they'll normally kind of like stick to what they've been doing. But these are the people behind that made Rogue One, which I think that was also just so different from what was being put out, and that's what was so fantastic about it. And I hear it's pretty much this is the same thing for Andor, is that they are, like, it's so different from all the other Star Wars series and films that, this is what you've been craving for. This is what you've been waiting for. And the fact that they're doing that, and they're going to start, potentially, they're saying a curse word, it just tells me that's these guys that are working on this. They understand what they're doing, and they're not afraid to change it up. So that's how I see it. I'm reading some stuff on like curse words, but I guess there's more like phrases that are more like curse words, like made up stuff, not actual real words that Star Wars has used to.
What series? Oh, Firefly and Serenity. They had their own made up curse words that they would say and get away with it. That was clever. That was super clever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
More Andor news. Andor is like less miserables. I don't speak Spanish. Miserables.
Yeah, I think it looks like Han Solo and even maybe Obi-Wan they said damn in, I think, some of those movies, Star Wars movies. So I think damn's been used. It's just other words haven't been curse words.
Is damn a cuss word?
Well, depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you, is damn a cuss word?
I was raised to believe it was a curse word, yes.
Fuck. I mean...
Not a curse word. Fuck is totally fine.
Okay. Which is funny, because fuck is such a universal word. Like, you can use it in any circumstance whatsoever. Damn, you can't.
Word.
I'm not going to damn her so hard, Like...
Yeah, that's just getting weird.
That's some Constantine crap. So, anyway, next one, Andor is a how do you say this word? Les Miserables? I don't know. It's a
name miserable. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though. It's yes.
It was a very popular Oscar-winning movie, wasn't it?
Well, I mean,
Novel.
Yes. When they filmed it with Anne Hathaway and Hugh Jackman and all those people, yeah. But it was also a very big, I guess, musical stage performance.
And it's one of the greatest novels of the 19th century, apparently. Maybe we need to brush up on our history besides our current media.
My parents, they had like the CD of it, so I'm familiar with the music, but I never watched the performance, so I really don't know what's going on. But again, this goes back to these guys are doing something different. They're not afraid to change it up with the Star Wars universe. And so again, I applaud them. And this is what Star Wars needs to learn, is that you need to branch away from what, like, the Skywalker saga and all that. You need to change it up and do something different. Like, people love this universe and they want to see more and different sides of it. I mean, why do you think The Mandalorian is so great, right? It's a whole new side of Star Wars.
It's the Star Wars world, the Star Wars universe. Like, Star Wars is the first universe I can ever think about, and and to be tapped into it, we're finally tapping into the Star Wars universe. It's not like, forever it's just been the Skywalker saga, but now we're getting all these different realms and areas and eras and different characters and all kinds of crazy stuff. And the cool thing is they find a way to lead it to the main story. So you still get your Skywalker saga, but you you get everything else that leads up to it or post Skywalker. So go with it.
Yeah. What's this about James Bond?
Dude, James Bond sucks. Like James Bond used to be so freaking cool. It was Sean Connery, and then they started replacing Sean Connery with all these other actors, and then they got it right with Pierce Brosnan. He fucked up, and then they gave it to Dave Bautista or whatever his name is, and then they're like they had an opportunity to give it to Idris Elba, and they screwed that one up. And then they're like, oh yeah, he wouldn't taken it anyway because it's like a 12 to 15 year commitment to be James Bond, and it's hard. Shut up. Someone who's going to take James Bond should take James Bond and be welcoming for the 10 to 15 year commitment. Daniel Craig did it. He was a bitch about it, but he did it, and he did it well. The next, and what I was going to say, Henry Cavill's supposed to be the next one, but they're not. They're talking about not rebooting the franchise for another like 5 years. So again, Henry Cavill is how old, Peter?
I have no idea how old he is. I don't know why you're asking me that.
39 years old. So by the time he films a James Bond movie, he might be well into his 50s. I kind of think we need a younger James Bond. I don't need a 50-year-old James Bond.
Well, how old is Daniel Craig?
He's like 75, dude. Close. He's 54.
Yes, he's 54 now. So, and how long has he been James Bond now? Like 10 years? Has it been 10 years or 8 years, something like that?
2006.
2006. So, let's do some math.
He's been at least 10. He's almost been 15 years. No.
Yeah, just about 15 to 16, depending on when you start. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, he was what 39 when he started doing that. Is that right? That math checks out. That checks out pretty close to that.
Well, looks like Henry Cavill is your next James Bond.
If they're really gonna wait that long, I'm sure they're gonna find someone else besides Henry Cavill. It's just I'm surprised they're gonna wait that long. There's no way they're gonna wait that long, right? I give it 2 years.
2?
Yeah,
2 years. I'm happy with Henry Cavill. Longer than that, Taron Egerton.
Yeah, man, I think I've only seen 2 of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I feel like I should probably watch more of them.
Dude, every time a new James Bond movie comes out, I say that same statement every single time, and then I put one on and I never finish it. You know who would be a good one? And I hate to get down this rabbit hole, but I think Sebastian Stan would be a good James Bond.
I can see that.
Yeah, so
yeah, I like that. He cleans up nicely.
Let's see. All right, and let's see what else we got. Avatar's James Cameron worried that sequel might have come too late. Well, duh. That's your fucking fault, James Cameron.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man, this guy, I feel like he's so wishy-washy with this because it wasn't like just like a couple weeks ago he was saying like, 3D's not dead, and also, to do Avatar, we had to do it just right, and basically fuck you, audience, you don't know shit, and I'm right, and it's gonna be fantastic. That's just the vibe I'm getting from him.
I wonder if people are just putting words in his mouth and just rewriting his script, because no way a director who spent this much time on this story is gonna just sabotage it right away unless he knows it's shit and they just have to release it anyway. But James Cameron's kind of sucked at releasing anything, right?
I mean, I don't know what you mean by that comment. He sucked at releasing things.
Yeah, dude. Like, okay, hold on. Filmography. Let's see. Terminator 1 came out in 84. Terminator 2 came out in 91. And then Avatar 2009. Avatar 2 2022. So he doesn't have this consistency. He has this like, it'll come out whenever it comes out. When did Terminator 3 come out? Because I feel like that sequel suffered from being released too late after Terminator 2.
Well, I don't think that has to do with him.
Oh yeah,
se.
he didn't even direct that fucking movie. God.
Yeah, and he wasn't actually like James Cameron's like kind of career, man. Like it's been like he takes on the sequels to a lot of things and usually makes it better. Like he did Terminator 2, fantastic. He did Aliens, fantastic. That's kind of like his thing. And holy shit, if that's true, then Avatar 2 is gonna be fucking amazing. Damn it.
Did you just pull a James Cameron and just like negate one of your statements?
I must have. But I think hey, I'm just going through his filmography. Did he
Do we have to go watch Avatar 2? Because if he makes sequels better. Oh no, I was gonna say not his sequels, but he did make Terminator 2. And shit.
Yeah, did he it looks like he actually so the Terminator where is that? He wrote the Terminator. He just didn't direct it.
What?
Yeah.
No, he was a director.
No.
Yes.
Was he?
Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah, he was. Well, then he improved in the second one, I guess. That's crazy.
You were gonna.
Maybe I was just thinking about
yeah.
Aliens. Yeah, it was just Aliens. That's what he did then.
Terminator 3 was Jonathan Moscow. Dude, I don't know. After that, I really think that the Sarah Connor Chronicles, man, TV really screwed that up. And then Salvation, that was screwed up. Jesus, McG sucks. Genesis was okay. Did you like Genesis?
No.
Genesis was like one of the worst ones.
That was the one that was set in the future.
Yeah. What about Dark Fate?
Dark Fate. Oh, no, that was... Didn't we go see that together in the movie theater? Dude, that movie sucked so bad that I can't even really remember anything about that film. That was, again, it was a female Terminator, right? And then Arnold was like, he's like retired Terminator and like, oh yeah, I put blood in my system and I'm aging now. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was stupid shit. It was so dumb.
Oh my God. All right. Well, what I got out of news this episode, Peter, is that I think you like Avatar 2.
Maybe, but now that I know that he's not always saving all the sequels, but I mean, the couple sequels that he has done, they are really good. So I guess we'll have to see what happens with this one. So, all right. Ryan. Yeah, guys, support the show.
Yeah.
By liking and subscribing to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Not my favorite, so I don't recommend that one. But anywhere else you go and like and subscribe, that's the best way. You'll get this instantly downloaded for your listening holes. And go to our website, bmoviesbeyond.com, because that's what will lead you to all our socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Is YouTube a social?
Yeah, it's a social.
All right, well, go there and also follow us. then you see our lovely faces and what we're doing online. See all our weird faces we make when we're talking about these James Cameron shit.
And maybe sooner enough, we'll have clean balls for all this. So
I can only hope. Fingers crossed. I need some clean balls.
yes, me too.
Yeah.
Support us. Love and appreciate us. Don't die on me, Peele.
Man, I've been doing so good. And like this beer, I don't know what it's doing, but like it's making something tickle in my throat and almost threw up.
Bro, because it's expired. You're gonna die.
All right, I guess I should just put that off to the side then. Let's move on, so I don't die on air.
Well, it might be good for content, so
Okay.
make sure that one of the kids knows CPR.
Okay.
Peter.
Yes.
My beer. Reviews.
So
my beer is not expired.
Well, that's good. That's why you're not choking.
That's true. Before we get into reviews, I was told by my brother that I have a very raspy voice, and I'm like, no, I don't. And he goes, you don't hear yourself go all the time. And I go, that's not having a raspy voice, dude. I just clear my throat.
Yeah, it's very different. I like it though. That's funny. Why do you have to clear your throat all the time?
I don't know. Next time he's sitting there chomping on ice between commercial breaks, I'm gonna call him out. Why are you chomping on ice, dude? Be professional.
There you go. Well,
anyway,
that's in between breaks. That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still in my fucking ear holes.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm gonna kick it off this time. Yeah.
No.
Oh shit. Okay. I watched Nope, the Jordan Peele new movie.
Ooh,
have you seen this?
I haven't. I'd like to.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Actually, I mean, that might be a little bit too harsh. Like, dude, I was just thinking about today, and I'm trying to figure out if I really like it, and I don't know. Like, it's good, but I don't know if it's, I don't know if I'd actually put the label on there that I liked it. It's good. I don't know if I like it. So, the trailers from it makes it like this is like an alien movie. It's set like in the desert, so it's kind of like a Western vibe, but still kind of Hollywood ties to it, which I kind of like that aspect of it. And so it follows this like this stable who they work with Hollywood, and they bring in their horses to do whatever it is they need, movies, trailers, whatever that is, and they're the trainers of the horses. So that's their whole job within Hollywood. And so it actually starts off where like they're at their ranch, doing some training, and then shit starts falling from the ground, and one of the things like goes through the dad's like head, and they rush off to the hospital, and this is how the movie starts off, and they lose their dad. I'm like, holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy. You have no idea what's going on. I really like Jordan Peele's like style of directing and his cinematography and everything. So the whole movie I think is shot very beautifully. It's just the overall like story of it that I guess that's the part I'm having a hard time deciding if I like it or not. And so actually that's not how the movie starts off. It starts off with fucking seeing a chimp kill people. So, and I think this is why I'm having a hard time, because this is confusing, right? You have a chimp that was on a TV show go ape shit, literally, and kill the cast, well, some of it, and then you jump to this desert on the stable and shit falling from the sky, and you're like, how the hell is this all connected? And I'm not really sure if it really is connected. Things that happened with the chimp just came in later because it affected one of the characters in that story. I also think there's some type of metaphor for what happened to the chimp and what's going on with the space shit that's going on. And this is I'm having a really hard time describing this, but also that was the other part that we kind of got from the trailer, is that there's a flying saucer, right? There's definitely a flying saucer, this thing flying around.
Aliens.
Yes, alien presence there. And then you're just following this whole story. You're watching these ranch hands. Something I really enjoyed with this, though, was kind of like, especially that aspect of it. And this is almost like, there's almost like two movies wrapped up into one.
Fuck, he does that so many times in his movies.
Yeah, and I guess that's just his thing. And so there's this first half where it's really about like what the fuck is going on and trying to capture on footage like this ship, this alien ship, and that's pretty much the gist of it. It brings in all these interesting characters. Like, one of the things I like is that they go to like a have you heard of Fry's electronic store? I think, yeah, they go to one of those to get like cameras and all this shit, and then the guy that comes out to install it, like, he's like, oh man, like, and he's kind of interesting, but it's like just the way he interacts with all of them, and then he brings himself in because he's like, because they're like, where do you want these cameras pointing? And they kept them pointing like, go up to the sky, right? So this kid's like, oh, that's kind of weird, and he starts to like monitor the cameras and everything, and so he just weasels himself into this group to try to capture footage of this UFO. Which that was the other thing. Like, they changed the title. Did they change the name for UFO to like UFA?
Mm-mm.
No, you don't know about this?
Mm-mm.
Well, in his movie, I think he did. I think he called it like a UFA, something like that. And they're like the whole time, like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm not really sure what it means either.
Wait, are you asking me if they change it in real life or if they change
Yes, in real life. I don't think they no longer call it a UFO. I think they call it like a unidentified, like, flying aircraft or something. Like, they changed up the definition of it.
Are you referring to UAP?
Maybe that's what it's called.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon?
Oh, then that must be what it is. Maybe that's what it's called. UAP.
When the fuck did that happen?
I think right when like the government released
Space Force?
images. Yeah, Space Force, when that came out.
Dude, did you see Space Force has a theme song now?
Doesn't surprise me, but is it the theme song from the TV show from Netflix?
I don't know. They should have just recorded Next Gen, like called it that, but
yeah.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to derail your review.
No,
but you kind of derailed me with UFO and UP.
Well, again, it was something that
it
was something they put into this. And that's the other weird thing about Jordan Peele's movies is his style of writing and how the characters interact with one another. Like it felt kind of real. Like, this is like conversations that I would probably have. Is like, what the fuck is a UAP? Like, it's like stuff like that. But at the same time, like, that was interesting, but it almost it takes you away from the overall like story and how this movie's progressing. So that's why I'm having like, again, I just don't know if I like it. And then when they do their twist, Jordan Peele's another twist guy. He does his twist, and I'm just like blown away. But then the very end and how it turns into this. I'm not. It just turns in again. It's like two different movies, and it turns into something very different. Where I guess still in the same lines where they're trying to capture footage, but they're trying to do so much more with it. And then what happens at the very very end is, I mean, again, it's shot very beautifully, but a little drawn out, and I don't think it was necessary. And again, I still am very confused on the chimp aspect of it. Pretty sure
they always got to use monkeys.
What?
Why do they always have to use monkeys?
This is a totally CGI monkey, by the way, though. I don't know. I wish they went back to real monkeys. Monkeys are fun to watch. I mean, are they not?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
especially when they smoke weed.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what I liked about it. I think it was shot beautifully. I liked the characters. The story I'm on the fence about, though. I think that's about as probably far as I'll get. I like the characters. I like how they interacted with one another and how it was shot. But other than that, I kind of I'm on the fence about everything else. Dude, and maybe I need to watch it again. I'm not too sure, but I don't know. I think my main gripe, though, is like 2 hours and 10 minutes. I do not think it needed to be that long. I think there should be a condensed version of this, and I probably would enjoy it a lot more. Just again, the twist. I'm not sure if I'm on board with this twist. I think I would have liked it in another way. The twist left me with some questions that are not answered, and I just don't understand why. So
he's making a trilogy you don't know about.
Maybe if they're all connected somehow, that'd be crazy. Because I'm
not M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah,
maybe
like the glass, the us, Split, Glass, and Unbreakable.
Yeah. Like, so Jordan Peele, like, you know, I love Get Out. I thought that was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a slow burn, but I think it worked out well. And then so from that, I was super excited to see Us, which Us was weird, where I watched Us and I was a little like, I remember leaving like, that was interesting. But then the more I thought about it, the more I actually enjoyed that film. And I think how it was so different and how it ended, I was like, I applaud him for it. So, and this one I could change. I could think about it longer and longer and be like, damn, that's a good movie. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I need a second opinion. Like, I need you to watch this, Ryan. I need you to come back on and tell me what you think. So,
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I will do that for you.
Yeah.
I might not like it, and I might not pay attention, and I might fall asleep.
That's okay, but if that's the case, then like, at least then I understand, like, it's not just me. Like I think I've talked to like one other person that has watched this, and it was just kind of the same thing. It's like, something, you know. So it's a tough one to describe, and if you're fully on board or not, like, and you know, again, I go back to Jordan Peele. Like, at least I applaud him for trying to do something different. But there might be a point, you know, where it's going to be like M. Night, where, you know, he's going to have to go back to those lower budgets, probably, you know, where he actually excels in my opinion. So that's Nope.
So what you're saying is it's not a definite nope for you. You're still on the fence, and I need to see it so we can just determine if it's a nope or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also used that. They said nope a lot. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, that was the gimmick where, you know, just always like, nope. Nope. Nope.
Okay. So for that reason alone, I'm in.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Okay.
So, what'd you watch?
Peter, Okay, when I first saw the teaser for this, I was like, "Oh man, that sounds like a cool movie." The Rock is going to be Superman's dog. Cool. Oh, he's joined by Kevin Hart. Okay, haven't seen that done before. I think that's an awesome idea. Okay, then I saw then I forgot about it. Then I saw another trailer, and then I forgot about it. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, all these other people are in here, but we're not going to tell you who they are." Then the movie was released, and I totally forgot about it. It's called
What? Okay.
DC Super Pets or DC League of Super Pets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you gonna tell us the title of her?
Yeah, DC Super Pets stupid movie. Okay.
Stupid movie. Gotcha.
Dude, again, I was looking through streaming services. I was like, man, what can I watch? Like, what's new? And then finally I was like, oh wait, that stupid DC pet movie came out. Might as well watch that. Peter, for some reason or another, I watch CGI movies. I've sat through Minions. I've sat through Sing 1, 2. I've sat through everything, and I'll watch them one shot. This one, I fell asleep, dude, and that sucks because not only is that a representation of DC right now, but DC animated CGI movies. Dude, this movie was so bland, so boring, and it made me realize like I have a really strange discomfort about The Rock right now. He is so big and so like well known in Hollywood, and you can't say anything bad about The Rock right now because everybody's like, "Oh, he's The Rock, he's perfect." No, I've been watching The Rock since he was in freaking WWF wrestling, and he was such a badass, and now he's such a pussy. Like, I can't put it into words. Like not everything that comes out of your mouth, Dwayne Johnson, needs to be some inspirational epic thing. Like, if you want to sit back and talk shit to someone, go back to your roots, bro. Like, I don't need to hear like The Rock's like final message. I need The Rock to lay the smackdown on some jabroni, and that's what I needed out of Superman's dog. Like, they made it. What's his name? Crypto's
Yeah.
so perfect that he had so freaking perfect in this movie. He had no friends. He was so perfect that he could not have friends.
That's how it goes. It's
Yeah.
tough being so perfect, Ryan, man. I struggle with this all the time.
And I agree with you, but sometimes you gotta dial it back, and like you gotta be the Kevin Hart, where like you gotta be like in everybody's business and very friendly. So we're on the same page. So I get it, but you don't need to make a movie about it because we understand it.
Yeah, we're living it.
Yeah. But the way that they had Crypto like befriend the rest of these like misfit animals and the evolution of this kryptonite or orange kryptonite and how it, have you seen this, by the way?
Oh,
all right, let me just kind of say this without spoiling it. Okay,
it's fine. I mean,
okay,
I don't plan. I mean, even if you spoil this, I don't think I'll mind.
This hairless gerbil, which was a test gerbil in Lex Luthor's lab, was smart enough to figure a way that the orange kryptonite only works on pets. So she found her way to gravitate this orange kryptonite to this shelter where all these misfit animals are. They got superpowers. Meanwhile, she disabled Superman and Crypto with real kryptonite, and now she's taken over. And all these other like misfit animals who are
a cat did this?
No, a gerbil.
Oh, a gerbil did this?
A gerbil did this. And they poke fun at it too, that like Lex couldn't figure it out, but his like gerbil that he threw to the side, which she thought they were working together, but Lex is like, nope, just a gerbil. And
this sounds like something that you would enjoy. I'm kind of shocked that you didn't like it.
It doesn't it sound like a cool superhero movie?
Yeah, like it's like tongue in cheek, kind of like silly. It kind of reminds me of like Teen Titans Go, where it's just, let's just have fun with it. And the fact that you did have fun with it is like, that tells me that they totally missed the mark, and they didn't try to gear it towards probably, you know, a wider audience, right? Like, was it just so stupid? It was just really meant for kids. Like,
They miss all audiences. It wasn't meant for kids, and it wasn't meant for adults. They were just trying to have this like mediocre blend between the two, and it missed on all marks.
they just thought there was no way they could lose on this film. That's what it sounds like.
And they lost terribly. The adult humor was not funny, and like the voice acting just fell flat. Everything about this movie was so flat and boring and uninspiring. Even this story that I'm trying to explain right here without spoiling it is just lost, because it's a great in comic book history, in DC universe, this would be an awesome story, but it was just everything about it was just very uninspiring and frustrating, very frustrating, because dude, you have great Keanu Reeves was Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like the fun part, was like all the voice casting they did in this, which
Peter, 90% of the time the Justice League was locked up in a hamster cage.
well,
And
I
they
mean,
had these great voice actors for them, which they could have showcased a little bit more, but they just threw them off to the side. Meanwhile, you had this like no-name voice actors for this turtle that wasn't that cool.
turtle. What was the turtle's name?
I don't know. She was some old lady. The only ones that were really inspiring were Ben Schwartz and Thomas Middleditch, and they were like the new henchmen for the gerbil on Lex's side. And what's really cool about them is they just didn't know what was going on, and the entire time, and they were just kind of Columbo throughout the whole movie.
Nice.
And those two voices together being Columbo and just kind of matter of fact, that was a funny part of it. Them with Keanu Reeves, awesome. Kevin Hart and The Rock, you got to see their faces, dude. You can't hide them behind CGI characters. It doesn't translate well. So,
Olivia Wilde's in it. I didn't know that. She's Lois Lane.
yeah, you would never know that.
Because you couldn't see her face.
And like Olivia Wilde doesn't have one of those voices that stands out where you're like, oh yeah, that's Olivia Wilde. You know? Kate McKinnon does as Lulu, you know?
Yeah.
Not even John Krasinski. Like, he doesn't stand out as a Superman voice. They should have had Nick Cage.
Mark Maron was Lex Luthor?
Mark Maron was Lex Luthor. Yeah. See, you're
That's
listening to
interesting.
these cool actors, but they don't translate to CGI characters.
Tremaine Clement was Aquaman.
Wasted talent on Aquaman, dude.
It's just kind of funny. I would never picture his voice as Aquaman, so I find that kind of funny, but didn't go over very well, huh?
Not at all. I mean, the other one was Dog L, Crypto's Jor-El, his father figure was Keith David.
Yeah,
that name stands out, you know.
Yeah.
So just missed the mark, man. That's all I got to say about this movie. Is everything just missed the mark. Had all the makings. Oh, if Disney or Marvel made this movie, it would have been top notch. And the funniest parts about this movie were when they were referencing Marvel movies and Marvel characters.
That's funny. I mean, I'm just trying to look. I mean, like, I'm looking from IMDb. You know, what do you think their star rating? What do you think that it has for this?
Oh, I would say a 3.7.
Way off.
Higher? Lower?
Higher. You said it was so bad. I mean, out of 10, they're giving it a 7.5. That's 48,000 people that reviewed this.
Oh, out of 10. That makes sense. That's pretty average. If you look on Google, the average is 3.7 out of 5.
Oh, I guess it's the middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, this like a 5 out of 7, not perfect score.
Yeah, I mean, for a kids movie, I'm kind of shocked. I mean, like it, 90 million budget, and it says gross for US and Canada was only like 88 million. So
this is my challenge to you. I'll watch Nope, and I want the kids to watch this movie?
I will, whenever we have a moment, we're going to be gone this weekend. I will try to put this on because Gianna might, I bet she would probably enjoy it, is my guess.
I think I want her feedback the most because maybe I'm just being too adult for this and it just needs to be looked at from a kid's eyes.
Yeah. Well, have I told you, like, so I put on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the like the new Nickelodeon, like the Rise of the Turtles or whatever.
Yeah.
And every single time she's like, "Oh, come on, Peter, I don't want to watch this." And then like, I just leave it on. And I secretly see her just kind of staring and watching it, and like kind of enjoying it. But every time I put it on, she's still like, "Ah, no," It's like, so
like, come on, Donatello.
I know. Secretly, she's like, "Yeah, Michelangelo. Yeah, you got this." So I don't know. She might like this. She also, let's get in our recommendation. Are you done now?
Done.
Okay.
I need a kid's perspective of this.
All right. I will try to get her to watch it and I'll ask her if she likes it.
Yes! Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Damn straight.
Damn straight.
So why it's fresh in my mind. So the past week, and my recommendation is I rewatched Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Dude, I love those movies. I thought they did such a great job with them. But why I was thinking about it is because Gianna, she came down while I was watching Infinity War, like, and pretty much watched like both half of the end half of Infinity War and then the first half of Endgame, and then she was out. But during those times, she was very captivated by it, especially Infinity War, and then kind of how the first part of Endgame starts off, where they're going after Thanos. She was like, "Oh man, what are they doing?" So that was pretty fun, but I forgot how much I enjoyed that, especially how well they brought in all the characters in Infinity War, because that was like the aftermath of Civil War and Thor Ragnarok, and how they brought them all back together and their stories throughout that movie, and then how Endgame happens in the very, very end of Endgame, which everyone comes back, and I was literally getting a little choked up watching that, and I have to recommend it because I was not expecting that. I thought I would just have a good time, but not be like it was like a sports movie, Ryan, where I was rooting for them, like, yeah, good them, yeah, they're all back, and like, happy that the gang's all back together. So
you got choked up because you know what happens with that movie, and we're past that. Like, dude, I get it. Like,
maybe.
Wow, you're right. It's, you get the gang back together. You've seen that movie plenty of times, but when you go back and revisit it, I get that.
Yeah, dude. Another thing I was thinking is, like, I don't know if they're going to be able to top that. I really don't. The way these new movies are going, and the direction they're going in with this phase, 5 and 6, like, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get back to that level. Obviously, I will be there for the ride, but that was so great, man. So that's my recommendation. 2.
How do you relate with those characters that are so iconic? That's why when we saw the announcement of Thunderbirds, like, to me, that's my closest connection to the Avengers, because whatever they're doing with this new Avengers team, we don't know, and I just don't think I'll have that same connection, dude. Like, we still have Bucky, we still have a Black Widow, we still have, U.S. Agent, which will be Captain America, and it's going to be more adult-like, and I love that direction they're going with it. The new Avengers, I think, is going to be too childish. And I agree with you, dude. I want my Captain America shield. I want my Hulk hands, and I want my Thor hammer, and I want to take everybody down with all of them at the same time.
Yep. Sorry. All right. What do you recommend?
Star Wars. It's back.
Yes.
Andor's looking great. I watched one episode yesterday. I'm going to rewatch it again, just because it's one of those TV shows where I feel like I didn't catch everything. It has a different look. It has a new style, but it's Star Wars, and I'm really excited that we're getting some new content. And I think David Filoni and Jon Favreau are doing a really good job. And I know I'm being a parrot and repeating myself, but they just prove themselves over and over. Obi-Wan was fantastic, and Andor is just already just on par. So watch Star Wars Andor with Diego Luna, my fourth favorite space Mexican.
Nice. This is they released 3 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
All at once. Are they hour-long episodes?
I don't think so. I think they're like 45 minutes.
Oh, okay, 45.
Yeah.
Okay, but not a half an hour. Okay. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm just waiting for a moment where I actually have some time to sit down and really watch it. So
Take your
can't
time.
wait.
Well, you gotta watch Book of Boba Fett still.
I know I gotta finish that. Jeez.
Because you're really confused. Luckily, Rogue One came out, so you kind of know where this story is going.
I do. I don't need to watch Boba Fett for this one. So, but yeah, I'm super stoked. So can't wait. Ryan, it's been a pleasure. It's been a real fun, entertaining day with you. And listeners, we will be back next week. Stay tuned.
Wait, Peter, it's been an awesome day. And pew pew out, motherfucker.
Pew pew out.
Almost had this on the radio show.
to end the show?
Nah, I was gonna have him do like all of our like intro things throughout the whole show, but
Be sure to visit bmoviesbeyond.com.
They all wouldn't work.